Cape Fear is a 1962 thriller directed by J. Lee Thompson. Returning to the podcast, Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum. It's an absolutely class thriller. We're going to get into it this week on the Golden Hour Film Podcast. Hello, yes, and welcome to this episode of the Golden Hour Film Podcast. Like I said, Cape Fear, directed by J. Lee Thompson. And very, very quick return to the podcast for Robert Mitchum, who was obviously on the podcast just a few short weeks ago with Out of the Past in November, one of the all-time great Hollywood actors. If you were going to get into Cape Fear, like I said, I'm going to say I'm talking about my co-host, not guest host, Harry Bailey. How are you, Harry?
I'm doing very well. We are covering three massive podcast alumni, all for very different reasons.
Yeah.
First and foremost, he's so cool. We're covering Robert Mitchum again. We are finally, once again, covering a good Gregory Peck film. I feel like we haven't had the opportunity to say that in months.
Literally months.
And as well, shout out Martin Balsam.
Yeah.
Because he's been around the podcast and he has a fairly prominent role in this. Prominent enough that he was in the Scorsese one as well. So shout out Martin Balsam.
Yeah, like I said, obviously this month we are doing movies that have been remade, so we're doing like the original, so to speak. I know some of them have been adapted from books, but like the original kind of adaptation of it, or the original version of it. And yeah, the Scorsese version obviously is well acclaimed and it's a fantastic movie in its own right. But yeah, I think this has a lot going for it as well. So kind of early thoughts, Harry?
Well, I'd never seen this film before. Shane had.
Yep.
I'd obviously seen the Scorsese one, and I love the Scorsese one. But I have to say, I really, really, really enjoyed it. I will tell you all, because I have a definitive answer, definitely, as to which one I preferred. But I will tell you all which one I preferred in my more spoilery review later on. As well, later on in the video, we are going to be doing our Guess That Movie quiz, which is a bit of a competition me and Shane have been having most Fridays now for the last while, or it's going back to regularly scheduled programming, so it'll probably be every second Friday now going forward. But yeah, if any of you can remember what the score is, we know it's a draw, but if any of you can remember what the score is, please let us know. But yeah, I will let you all know which one I prefer more, but let's just say for now that I really, really enjoyed this on a first watch. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely loved on a first watch. So dark. Robert Mitchum's so oily and animalistic as Max Cady. And Gregory Peck, it's a fantastic performance, and he's playing a character who, even though he's like the protagonist of the movie, he's not necessarily like a great person either. He's not necessarily like a good kind of likable character. So we're going to get into all of that, but before we do, I'm just going to say, if you do enjoy the podcast, please like and subscribe. It does give us a big help, and obviously we're coming off the back of November, which has been a success, and we're closing in on 1,000 subs, and we'd love to get there as soon as possible. So yeah, we very much love your support in doing that if you enjoy what we do here. So yeah, guess we'll get into spoiler-free reviews. What's your spoiler-free review of Cape Fear, Harry?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think it's a crazy take to have that Bernard Herrmann's score is an absolute joke. Honest to God, straight in there, instant contender for best soundtrack or score of the year. Like, oh my God, there's a reason that Scorsese used this again for his version. Bernard Herrmann is someone who we're very familiar with on the podcast. He's been around the block, shall we say, on the podcast. We've covered Psycho, obviously, probably his best work. It won the Golden Hour Film Podcast Award last year, so, make of that what you will. He did Vertigo, Taxi Driver, Citizen Kane, just some small films. And he did this. And dare I say, this is one of Bernard Herrmann's best ever scores. That first intro is unbelievable. That intro theme it just sends shivers down your spine, and throughout the whole film, he makes every scene feel so dense, so thick with that score. It is so unnerving, amazing. Secondly, this is 1962 we're talking about, so color movies were very much a thing at the time. I love the choice to have this in black and white. It looks
Yeah.
so good. It is so dark. Gregory Peck is fantastic in this film. I think he's really, really good. He plays opposite Robert Mitchum, and you know, Robert Mitchum's Robert Mitchum. He's like legit cool. That being said, I think Mitchum does an amazing job of making Max Cady unlikable, because I feel like with the dialogue that Max Cady gets, it's easy to pass him off like the cool guy, whatever. But no, I think Mitchum does an excellent job of making him just like straight up evil and detestable. But I think Gregory Peck's performance is also fantastic opposite him. He he is a guy who you think to begin with is going to do everything he can to kind of stay inside the law, because that is literally his profession. But as his kind of morals and his boundaries and his life is really being called into question, Peck's performance literally just like gets better and better and better throughout the film. And yeah, unbelievable. Absolutely love this film. Would absolutely recommend it. No hesitation, no questions asked. Genuinely, for me, one of the best thrillers of the 1960s. What about you, Shane?
Yeah, co-sign everything you just said. Got so many amazing scenes that I don't even know if we're going to be able to get into all of them in depth today. But like the ending, he literally like turns into like an alligator or a crocodile or whatever they call it. Like,
Yeah.
not to say literally, but you know what I mean. He almost becomes that. There's other points of the film where he almost becomes like a pent up kind of, I don't even know what to call it. Like he's there's a scene in an apartment kind of room, where he brings home a woman, and oh my god, that's so tense, and he's so evil in that scene. Like he's stalking her, and you can see what's going to happen before it even happens, and obviously she can as well. And like he has this like brute physicality. Like he even takes his shirt off towards the end, and he's properly jacked. Like he does get into a hell of physical shape for this role, but he looks like he could maul you to death with his bare hands. But obviously he was a big enough guy. Like he was fairly tall, and looks like he can handle himself in a fight anyway throughout his career. But for this role in particular, he just gets into the kind of shape that he's bad news. Like you don't want to get on this guy's wrong side. Fantastic movie. And yeah, I think we're going to get into we're going to take a quick trip on the times machine now. So let's see what the times say. Maybe it's Bosley Crowther, or maybe it's someone else.
Fear not, everyone. Bosley Crowther's back. Shane, straight into it. My question for you. Bosley, I hate everything Crowther. Did he like Cape Fear?
I'm going to say he goes against type on this one and likes this film, because how can you not? Like, how can you not? If you like films, how can you not like this movie, man? Honestly, Bosley, if you don't like this movie, man, I'm not taking anything you say serious going forward.
Yeah. Also, obviously, the Times Machine is just something we've kind of trialed from November to now. After our final episode of the year, we're going to take a bit of a break in recording. So please do let us know in the comments if the Times Machine is something that you want to stick around on the podcast or not, because obviously we're just kind of experimenting, whatever, and we will be taking a bit of a break in between recording. So by the time that we, get this out, we will be going into next year's recordings and everything.
Yep.
So it'd be good to know if the Times Machine is something that you would like to stick around or not, because as I said, we're just experimenting here. That being said, Bosley Crowther says, a cold-blooded, calculated build-up of sadistic menace and shivering dread is accomplished with this frightening adroitness in J. Lee Thompson's melodrama Cape Fear, which clubbed its way into the Victoria and the Translux 85th Street yesterday. And the word on it is, don't take the children. If you want to be horrified, that's your business, but don't expose your youngsters to the ordeal of watching this film. Mr. Peck is tout and tenacious, Polly Bergen is jittery, and his wife, Laurie Martin, does some admirable racing through a couple of real displays of screaming terror as the child. Martin Balsam as a tough police official, Barry Chase as the barroom girl, and Jack Crucian as the Philadelphia lawyer for the villain are terse and colourful. But this is really one of those shockers that provokes disgust and regret. There seems to be no reason for it but to agitate anguish and a violent, vengeful urge that is offered some animal satisfaction by that murderous fight at the end. So I think,
It's hard
from
to
what I've
tell.
gathered, Bosley Crowther wasn't a fan of the violence on screen.
That is the movie, though. Like, what is he talking about? The whole
Yeah,
movie
it's
is.
kind of the whole point, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if this going on.
Oh, I wish we got Bosley Crowther's review of Scarface now. God damn it. Anyway, that was the Times Machine. I'm quickly discovering myself that the Times Machine's probably jumped the shark already. So
Yeah.
we might took the Times Machine away anyway. Never mind. That
Retire
was the Times
ourselves.
Machine.
Yeah, we might retire ourselves. Boldly, man, like, we gave you a chance, but yeah, no.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm actually hereby declaring that the Times Machine is officially dead. Bosley Crowther, we tried. We really tried, but you hate everything, so we're not going to bother anymore.
Yeah, into.
I reckon we get into the main event.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So Cape Fear, so what's it about? Well, it's about a guy called Max Cady who is just out of prison after an 8-year stretch, and he turns up at Sam Bowden, who's like an attorney in this town, and great scene of him just over the credits. He's walking towards this courthouse, and he just casually strolls in, and obviously Sam is requesting the judge just kind of put a stop to proceedings for a while because for whatever reason, he has more information. But anyway, you can see Katie just locks in on this guy and just will not let him out of his sights. Sam goes outside to his car, and Katie just walks over to him and just starts basically fucking with him, and says like, "Oh, you don't remember me, blah blah." He's filling him in on all the backstory, and he just starts basically making thinly veiled threats because he basically blames this guy for costing him 8 years of his life, for, according to him, a crime that, at least if he didn't commit, maybe it was way too much of a punishment. And Sam, the reason he blames Sam is that Sam was a witness to this crime and testified in court, hence why Katie was able to get sentenced to 8 years. And so he very much does not like Sam Bowden.
Yeah, so the film, if you were unfamiliar with how Cape Fear goes, Max Cady, one of the best villains in like American cinema, I think. I don't think it's a crazy thing to say that Max Cady is like well up there, all-time villains. He does not like Sam Bowden, as you said, because he spends the whole film terrorizing this family from afar. He spent his 8 years in prison, reading law and seeing what he can and can't do legally. So this whole film is basically just a set of mind games where Max Cady doesn't break the law, but gets under Bowden's skin until we get the climax at the end. And instantly, Katie says to him, "Send my love to the family," the first time he sees Bowden, and walks away. And Bowden kind of initially kind of dismisses it. He's like, "Oh, like it's just he's trying to get under my skin." But no, we get instantly his dog is poisoned, and he knows exactly what's happened. And then we get the amazing scene underneath the prison, or underneath the police station, I should say, where Katie's lawyer, who I think puts in a very good performance as well, lets it slip that the dog was poisoned, and that he has 24-hour security by the police as a result of that, which wasn't public information, and the only person who would know that is Katie because he's lurking in the bushes. And then from there on, it just kind of sets the trap, and we get one of the best thrillers of the 60s. So good. So good.
And then we see Katie kind of ramping up his kind of psychological torture of Sam and Sam's family. So I'm not sure if you could have cut out there a second ago, Harry. So did you mention the dead dog? Old dead dog.
Yeah,
you did. It was obviously brutal, but then
that's one way to get Shane against you in a movie.
Yeah, that's straight away, man. Straight away. And then obviously then we come to the scene then with the woman that I mentioned where he stalks her around like an animal and beats the hell out of her. And Sam is
Mm.
desperately asking this woman to testify, which she isn't willing to do because yeah, fair enough really. Like she says like if I do that he's gonna come after me and finish the job. So like
That
he's
whole
like
scene between him and her is unbelievably shot, and like the
yeah,
music ramps up as well. It just follows him around the corners, and it's genuinely like watching, as you said, it's like watching an animal stalking its prey. Like it is,
exactly.
it doesn't feel like you're watching a person. Like Robert
No.
Mitchum literally just transforms into an animal for that scene.
Yeah, he is. That's exactly what he is. He's animalistic throughout that scene. Like we'd seen glimpses of it throughout. Even this scene where he kind of he's at the bar and he locks in on her, and you can tell that he's obviously
He like
like
hypnotizes her.
yeah, it's like she's clearly drawn to maybe like maybe kind of the darker side maybe, but like she did not expect this obviously, and
Hmm.
yeah, because Sam didn't manage to convince her to testify, he then just decides to go to Katie with an offer. So he basically offers him a big sum of money to get out of his life for good. And Katie's like, "Well, what'll you do if I just come back when it's all gone? Like, you're gonna keep paying me off." Like Sam's like, so anyway, Katie flat out refuses. He's like, "Look, it's not about the money. You took 8 years of my life, blah blah." But
Yeah, he references the Chinese death of 1,000 cuts,
yeah,
which is just like such a cold line.
yeah,
Where basically he is gonna slowly but surely uh kill Sam, but like he's not gonna do it swiftly. He is gonna do it in the most agonizing way possible by basically just like stalking his family until he eventually does make some sort of a move. But it was like yeah, it's it's proper mind games, this movie.
yeah. And prior to this, he had also seemingly stalked Nancy, the daughter, at her school. She was it was like a horror movie. This
Yeah,
whole that whole scene was shot like exactly like a horror
so
movie,
good.
like a so now it turns out he actually wasn't him, or at least he was for a while, but then stopped. But again, it's
Hmm.
just psychological warfare throughout the whole film, mainly directed towards Sam, but then also eventually towards his extended family as well, his wife and daughter. And he also kind of on the boardwalk, they're out kind of one day, and on the boardwalk he basically kind of manipulates Sam into actually going from taking a shot at him, and that's another kind of string in his bow. It's another
Yeah,
kind of piece of
he has that
evidence.
disgusting line. He has that disgusting line where he says she's getting as juicy as your wife when talking
Yes,
about his daughter.
yeah,
Like Robert Mitchum, obviously it's a horrible line
he's
anyway, but like when Robert Mitchum says that, your blood like curdles. You're
yeah,
just like, oh my god, this guy is like the worst
he's
guy
so evil.
imaginable. Like he's just scum of the earth.
Yeah, and obviously Sam takes a shot at him, but that's exactly what he wanted,
Yeah.
Katie, because he wants to build this case that Sam is, first of all, trying to get trying to get him kicked out of town, which he eventually, I don't know if you mentioned, but he tried to do, and
Yeah,
eventually
he got picked up like every single day by the police, being
yeah, for
accused
like
of things left, right, and center.
vagrancy and stuff. Yeah, and then when that didn't work, he obviously takes a shot at him. He's trying to build this case that Sam is the one targeting him and is unfairly targeting him, and yeah, it seems to be working. But yeah, Katie has had sorry, Sam's had enough, and Sam just hatches this plan to basically end Katie once and for all, end this like unholy kind of person and this whatever the dynamic they have going on. He just wants it ended once and for all. So yeah, then we get to the absolutely iconic closing kind of. I was going to say scene. It's obviously a bunch of scenes, but essentially the ending, kind of 25-30 minutes of this movie where yeah, Sam puts his wife and daughter on a boat out of safety seemingly, and he's trying to bait Katie into making mistakes and to uh, try and catch him in the act of trying to do something to his family, but he's on another location. And first of all, he gets this other PI. He hires this other PI, and the way Katie just strangles this guy to death in the water as well,
Yeah.
drowns him and strangles him in the water. Again, Mitchum doesn't have a shirt on, and he just looks so animalistic. Like he looks like he would just rip your head off your shoulders if you look at him sideways. He's so evil in this movie, man.
Yeah, it also, the whole houseboat thing really reminds me of one of my favorite Simpsons episodes. Referencing The Simpsons again on the podcast. Look at me go. The episode titled Cape Fear, like such a good episode with Sideshow Bob versus Bart on that boat.
Yeah,
Unbelievable
yeah,
episode of The Simpsons. But
class.
everything on the boat was amazing because Katie, even though the whole film kind of suggests that Katie's going for the daughter, uh, Katie kind of swerves us,
Yeah,
and he actually goes after the wife who's on the boat by herself. So when he's going after her on the boat by herself, the daughter's left back at the bay, and Sam swims after the boat. And by the time he gets to the boat, Katie's gone. Because Katie actually didn't swerve us. He's gone back for her, and that is, again, it's just like horror. It's terrifying. He was going for the daughter the whole time, but he had to try and get Sam away from the daughter, so he made him think that he was going after the wife. It is such a terrifying twist. And then, yeah, as I said, it's like a horror movie when he bursts into the house on the bay that she's hiding in. But Sam comes back to the rescue. We get a proper brawl between the two of them. A very physical brawl, absolutely amazing. Katie has like a pickaxe type thing. Sam's got his gun, but they are just wrestling. And yeah, eventually, Sam does manage to get Katie, but he doesn't kill him. And he references that diner scene that they had where he said, "Oh, I'm not going to shoot you. I'm not going to kill you. That would be too easy. That would be too slow." And you can see Katie kind of start to whimper almost because he realizes what's happening. He is going to spend his life in a cell, which is that is his worst case
yeah,
scenario. He's literally enticing him to shoot him because he doesn't want to end up back in prison again. That's why he's done this whole thing by the book,
yeah.
like not breaking a single law while stalking them, is because he doesn't want to end up back in prison. But yeah, he ends up going back and doing life in prison, and that is unbelievable. Worth noting as well, there's some amazing writing in this film. Max Cady doesn't make idle threats is such a great line. Yeah, at the after Sam punched Katie at the dock, he says, you just put the law in my hands, and I'm gonna break your heart with it," which is such a killer line as well. Like Max Cady is such a well-rounded character, um, in that like he is as evil gets, but like you can always tell,
He
like you
has a
say, he's
brain
like
as well.
he's so alert to everything that's going on, and he's like 10 steps ahead of everyone until he isn't. But such an amazing character, Max Cady. And Sam Bowden is like a very, very good foil for him as well.
Yeah,
I do like Sam Bowden as a character, but like Max Cady, maybe it's just the Robert Mitchum bias, I don't know, but like I
he's
just
so
love
great.
that villain. He is such an iconic depiction of just pure evil.
And obviously, it's not the only iconic villain performance from Mitchum. Obviously, the Night of the Hunter
Of
is
course.
like one of the greatest villains ever conceived. Really, like I mean, he's just evil personified. Especially the way he uses religion, which obviously like is
Hmm.
a commentary on certain things itself. But I'm sure, yeah, we need to get. I know we've said this before. We need to
I
do
feel like there's
do it.
no film we need to cover more than that.
Than Night Hunter, yeah, exactly. Like that's so iconic. But yeah, Robert Mitchum with that amazing deep voice. To be fair, Gregory Peck has a deep voice as well, and a good voice. But Mitchum with that kind of just deep, kind of southern drawl. That's so great.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Jeez. That's
in
Cape Fear.
a more spoilery review, Shane,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on One Cape Fear?
Yeah, it's amazing. Between this and the Scorsese film, I think I would just edge the Scorsese version. But that's me. Like, I'm a Scorsese super fan, so like, maybe I'm just being biased there. This is absolutely amazing, though. Like, I mean, the Scorsese version obviously doesn't exist without this. So from that point of
Hmm.
view, like, and again, Scorsese has such reverence for it that he cast uh, Gregory Peck is in it, or Marty Balsam, and Robert Mitchum is obviously in it as well. So
Yeah, all three of them are in
all
it.
three of them are in it, yeah. So he obviously loves it as well. And they do their own thing as well, especially in certain scenes. Like there's more of a dynamic between Robert De Niro's Katie and Juliette Lewis's Nancy. There's definitely more of a dynamic
Yeah,
as opposed to what this film is. So it does do its own thing from time to time. Um, but yeah, this film is class. I gave it 4 stars, and yeah, just watch it. Like it's if you're looking for kind of a just a thriller that will get between your skin and just crawl under your skin and like will just have you like wanting to bathe in bleach. Just watch Max Cady in this movie. He's so oily and he's so animalistic and just an absolutely evil man. Amazing movie.
yeah, I really, really like this film a lot. A few performances I want to shout out. I think Polly Bergen is really, really good as Peggy Bowden, the wife of Sam.
Yep.
She's got moments where she kind of goes through her own sort of individual trauma with Max Cady, whether it be on the boat or when she thinks he's in the house or over the phone, and she is very good in all of those scenes. Again, I like to not come across as a dick and just highlight bad child performances. So I would like to talk about Laurie Martin's performance.
She's good, yeah.
I don't know how old she actually is in this film. She's probably older than she looks. She's just like a very small person.
Yeah.
But she probably is older than I think she is. But that being said, she's very, very good in this film. As Nancy, the daughter, who, yeah, in the Scorsese one, Katie definitely lurks around the daughter in much more sinister ways, shall we say. It's even hard to tell, as you said, if in this Nancy was like imagining things the whole time when she thinks that he's at the school, or if it's just partially that she's imagining things. But that being said, she's fantastic in this as well. Really, really great performance. And yeah, shout out Marty Balsam, because of course, always shout him out when I can. And then yeah, just a guy who I'd never really heard of before. I've seen him in a couple of things, but Jack Crushen, who is Dave Grafton, who is Max Cady's attorney.
Yeah,
I
he's
think he's
very
really
good.
good in this as
Yeah.
well. He's really good opposite Gregory Peck, who, you know, they're both attorneys at law, but Peck's definitely better at his job than Grafton. That being said, Grafton loves to stick the knife in when he can. Not that he's like a supporter of Max Cady, he's just literally his attorney. But whenever he manages to get one up over Sam, that's kind of his whole motivation. And he's really, really good in this as well. I really like this a lot. Bernard Herrmann score, one of my favorites of the 60s. This is one of the best thrillers of the 60s. Um, J. Lee Thompson, not a director who I'm like massively familiar with. I know he directed a load of the Planet of the Apes movies, and he directed another Gregory Peck movie that kind of gets thrown around the possibilities, the recommendations. That's the Guns of Navarone. It's a Gregory Peck film that I've seen the poster of plenty, but have never actually watched it. And then Happy Birthday to Me is a horror film he directed as well that I know of, which I know a lot of people like. That being said, I don't think I would be remiss in saying that Cape Fear is probably the best thing J. Lee Thompson ever directed. And fair play to you, man, because this is an unbelievable movie. So, so good. Uh, I don't care if you do or don't like the classics, seek this film out. This is timeless. This is a terrifying thriller, regardless of it coming out in 62. And I absolutely love it. I personally prefer this to the Scorsese version. I really, really love Martin Scorsese. He's one of my favorite directors of all time, possibly my favorite director of all time. But I gotta say, Robert Mitchum, when he plays a villain, he has the ability to like convince you that he's evil. It's his eyes, it's in this case his drawl, it's the fact that he's just so much bigger than everyone else. But like he seems so reserved in certain scenes, but then you get other scenes where he's just punching people's heads in under the dock. Like he's just evil, and then he's got them evil lines that he delivers so amazingly. And yeah, I prefer this. I give this 4.5 stars. This is genuinely one of the best first watches I've had of the entire year. Absolutely love this movie on a first watch. Could not recommend it enough. Seek out Cape Fear 1962. If you've seen the Scorsese one, I'd love to know which one you prefer in the comments below. And if you've only seen one or the other, I would wholeheartedly recommend you see either of them and the Simpsons episode, all three of them, because they're all class in their own ways. That Simpsons episode's so good.
It's class.
One of my absolute favorite Simpsons episodes. And I reckon, Shane, because we have time, will we do?
Yeah, let's get a couple of rounds in.
We've actually got a fair chunk of time. Yeah. If that's cool, will we do more than 3? Will we do 4 or 5? Or will we
let's see how it goes. We'll stick with 3, and then we'll see how much time we have left.
Yeah, we'll see how we're going for time. So we'll just do as many rounds of guess that movie. That would be the sting. As we can until we run out of recording time. So I am happy to go first if you want to look away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show it to the camera. If it'll focus. Yeah, I reckon that's good enough. Right, Shane, have at it.
Have we covered this movie before on the podcast?
We have covered this film on the podcast, yes.
Have we covered it in 2025?
We have covered it in 2025.
Have we covered it within the last 3 months? So, say, September, October, November, December.
So, from Heist of the Century onwards?
Onwards, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Is this a movie we're covering in December?
Oof, he's narrowed it down. It is a film that we are covering in December.
Did we cover this last week on the podcast?
No.
Did we cover this film on this very episode?
Yes.
Is this film Cape Fear?
It is indeed. Yes, well done, Shane.
Okay.
There's a point for Shane. Again, as I said at the start of the episode, I have no idea what the score is, but as far as I'm aware, Shane is now 1 ahead.
I think you're right. Okay, yep, I have them. So if you want to look
Cool.
away. Okay, go ahead.
Is this a film we have covered on the podcast?
No.
Is this a film that either of us have watched in the last month?
Let me see about that. I don't believe either of us have watched it in the last month. I know I haven't anyway. Let me just have a quick look on your... I don't think you've mentioned it though. No, neither of us have watched it in the last month.
Okay. Is this film from before 1950?
No.
Is this film from the 1960s?
No.
Is this a film you would expect us to cover on the podcast in 2026?
Oof, that's an interesting one. I'd say probably not. I mean, like, it's possible that we could, but I don't think either of us have talked about doing it on the podcast, like, anytime soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So just thinking out loud, it's kind of an unofficial rule of this game that we've never set as to like what the newest a movie can be. So now I'm thinking like, is this a 50s movie or is this a 70s movie that we probably won't cover because it's a 70s movie? So I am going to, how many questions do I have?
2 left, I believe. We'll call it 2. I know yeah.
Did this movie come out after 1969?
No.
Okay, so it is a 1950s movie. There is a few of them. Absolute Hail Mary here. Is this an Alfred Hitchcock movie?
No.
Okay. Right. So my logic here is this is a 1950s film that Shane has probably seen. Which makes me think that it could be a Billy Wilder film. It definitely rules out Night of the Hunter because I think if any of you are a betting person, we will almost certainly cover Night of the Hunter next year. I think that kind of rules out films noir because it's hard to know what films noir we'll actually cover next year. So I am just going to throw out a Hail Mary and I'm going to say Love in the Afternoon.
You're incorrect. It's actually the film that I share namesake with, Shane. I don't know if you can see that there.
Oh, it was between those two. I should have said that out loud, but my
Was it actually-
my thinking was either Shane or a Billy Wilder film. I wish I had said that out loud. Oh, I'll never be able to prove that now. I was really thinking about Shane. Okay. Right, interesting to see if you get this one, Shane. I'm going to show it to the screen. I hope that... Yep, that is focused and good to go.
Okay, have we covered this on a podcast before?
We have not covered this film on the podcast.
Is this a film we've both seen?
This is a film we have not both seen.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to take it because you would know. Although you could be a bit snaky sometimes. So I think maybe you might have been pretending. Nah. I'll have to ask the question.
Was that a performance? Was that all a ruse?
Yeah, you got me the last time, but to be fair to you, you got me the last time. Is this a film I've seen?
No.
Right, okay. So you've seen it and I haven't. Is this film set between 1940 and 1959?
40 and 59?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay, right, so it's doesn't really narrow it down. So it's either the 60s or else pre-1940. Is this a movie from the 60s?
It is not.
Fuck. Is this a movie from the 30s?
It is not.
20s.
You've one question and a guess.
Right. Is this movie... Does this movie have a title with 3 words or fewer?
Yes.
Right.
Right, you got a guess.
Okay, I'm just going to go on your account and pop open your 20s.
Unfortunately for you, I've seen quite a few films
Yeah.
from the 20s and prior, so...
That is true. Although hopefully... Right. I haven't seen Destiny, so it could be that. I've seen Blackmail, so it's not there. Pleasure Garden. Could be Pleasure Garden. Wings, The Gold Rush. Just taking a stab in the dark no matter what is here. Phantom of the Opera. I have not seen that, but it's obviously more than 3 words. We've covered The One Who Laughs. We've covered The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I've seen The Lodger. I haven't seen Metropolis. Could be that. Could be Metropolis. No, I'm going to lock in Metropolis. It was either that or Destiny, but I'm going to lock in Metropolis.
That's the two that you're going for?
I'm going to lock in Metropolis, but I'm just going to on the record say Destiny was my other.
Okay. Well, this silent film, directed by Fritz Lang, is none other than Metropolis.
Yes! Delighted with that, I have to say.
Shane goes 2 ahead.
That was clutch, that was. I'm pleased with that. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Hopefully it focuses. Okay, go ahead.
Is this a film we have covered on the podcast?
It is not.
Whoosh. Is this a film from 1950 onwards?
Yes.
Is this a film that we have both seen?
No.
That kind of rules out Hitchcock as well. Unless it's Topaz, which would be kind of funny now if I just say that like this early in and then it's not Topaz. Because you've not seen Topaz, have you?
Haven't. No.
Okay, so it'd be kind of funny if this was Topaz after me saying that, but
I'll give you
we'll
that for
circle
free.
back to that.
Don't worry, I'll give you that question for free.
Say it again?
I'll give you that question there for free. Oh, I won't count that one.
Oh,
Technically, it was a question, but I won't do that.
I could have just checked Letterboxd myself anyway with that one,
true,
but...
So that's 3.
Does this film star any of Jimmy Stewart, Cary Grant, Gregory Peck, Marilyn Monroe, or Audrey Hepburn? Any of them 5.
So, Stewart, Monroe,
Stewart,
Hepburn.
Peck, Grant,
Peck, Grant.
Hepburn, Monroe.
No, it doesn't. 4 questions.
Okay, that rules out a lot. Nice.
It does.
So, from the 50s, what he has seen that I haven't, that I think it could be. Okay, instant possibility is The Searchers, because I've not seen The Searchers. Obviously, it could be a film noir, but like from 50s onwards, that's kind of unlikely, but not impossible. Certainly not impossible, actually. That might be a question worth asking. Let me just check, though. 60s films that Shane has seen before I go and ask another question. So far, my mind is at either The Searchers or a film noir. But let me have a look at the 1960s films that Shane has seen. Is this a 60s film?
No.
Is this a film noir?
No.
Is it The Searchers?
No.
Ah.
It's actually, I can see why you thought that. So you were thinking about films that only I've seen. It's actually a film you've seen but I haven't.
Interesting.
Yes, it's Othello.
Othello,
Orson Welles,
right, okay. Good old Orson playing a man of a different race.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Good old Orson. Shane, I have one here. If it'll focus. There we are. Yep, go for it.
Okay, have we covered this on the podcast?
We have not.
Have we both seen this movie?
I'll double check that. Yes.
We have. Is this movie from the 1930s or 40s?
It is not from either of those decades, no.
Is this movie from the 50s or 60s?
It is from one of those decades, yes.
Is this movie from the 50s?
No.
Right, so it's a 60s movie. How many is that? 5.
That's 5.
Oof. Does this film have a title with 3 words or fewer?
Yes.
So we haven't covered it on the podcast, but we've both seen it. Is this an action movie?
No.
Right, let me just go on my
Right, you have to guess.
Yep. Is this movie The Hustler?
This film was directed by the same man who gave us Johnny O'Clock, and that would be Robert Rossen,
Oh, you're joking me.
who directed The Hustler.
Oh, it's clutch. Get in there. Honestly.
Unbelievable from Shane so far. 3 for 3.
3 for 3. I'm going to have to
think.
say this the last
Yes.
one because I have to head
Okay.
very, very shortly. So if you don't mind, but yeah. I'll give you a chance to pull one back anyway. Or else this has been a great session for me. Okay, yeah, I have one. I think we got that. Yep. Okay, go ahead.
Have we covered this film on the podcast?
No.
Oh, God. Is this film from 1950 or later?
No.
Is this film from the 40s?
Yes.
Is this a film we've both seen?
Yes.
Interesting. Right. 40s film that we've both seen that we've not covered on the podcast. Is this a film where guns are featured?
Yeah, I believe so.
Would you see a gun in this film, perchance?
I believe. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's guns in this movie. Yeah, I mean, God, I'm actually doubting myself now. I'm pretty sure there's guns in this movie. Yeah.
Right. So, if it's not a film that we've covered on the podcast, that means that either Shane is acting right now and it's White Heat, which obviously features guns.
You know I'm not a good actor. You know that more than most.
It could be The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, because there's definitely a gun in that film. It might be Brighton Rock. and Shane might be unsure because the English don't tend to use guns. It could be Detour, which almost definitely has a gun in it. The Oxbow incident might have guns in it. Interesting. How many have I asked?
That's 6, I believe. 6, yeah.
Does the title of this film feature 2 words or less?
No.
Is it The Treasure of the Sierra Madre?
So close. The Oxbow incident.
Oh,
You hit the post.
God damn it.
There it is there, just in case you... I'm sure you have the tape anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe now that's me
okay.
3 up.
Oh, comeback will be needed next time in our final episode of the year. But in between our final episode of the year and now, we will be covering a little old film directed by a certain George Cukor, starring for the first time on the podcast, somehow, we are so sorry, Katharine Hepburn.
Yep.
Little Women. A film I cannot wait to see.
Yep.
I know last week I was like, I haven't seen Cape Fear yet, but we're clearly recording both episodes at the same time. I've genuinely still not seen this Little Women film yet, and I'm very much looking forward to it because I love Little Women. It's a great book. It's a great film that Greta Gerwig did. Haven't seen any other ones yet, but I'm sure I'd like them all. But looking forward to this one. What about you, Shane?
Yeah, very much so. I love the Greta Gerwig version. It's one of my favourite films of that year, and probably just in general of the last 10 years or so. So it's really, that's a kind of real Christmas feel to it. I know there's like a couple of big scenes that do take place at Christmas. So I think could be a nice little movie to show at this sort of view at this time of the year as well. So yeah, looking forward to it.
And make sure to keep an eye out for the Golden Arrow Film Podcast Awards. They are coming up very, very soon. So, have an idea in your head as to who you think is the best performances, the best director, the best film, the best episode, the best side character, etc. We will be releasing that poll very, very soon. And if you don't come around for the Christmas episode, which is Little Women, best luck with your Christmas shopping if you do celebrate that. But in the meantime, I've been Harry Bailey.
I've been Shane Mahoney.
And we will see you next week for this year's Christmas episode. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that already. Little Women. Goodbye.